You have learned that our planet is covered with continents and oceans. Well, there are other landforms that are found on our planet. Landforms are natural features that are found on Earth. Some of these features are water and others are land surfaces.
Let's start with some of the biggest on Earth. Mountains are high, rocky landforms that have steep sides. Some of our mountains are part of huge groups called mountain chains. Mountain chains are series of hills or mountains that stretch over large areas. In North America, there are Rocky Mountains and the Appalachian Mountains. The Andes Mountains are found in South America. If you went to visit Switzerland in Europe, you will see part of the Alps mountain chain.
The tops of mountains are very far from the ground. That means the climate in the mountains is very different from the climate on flatter land. Climate is the temperature, wind, and precipitation of an area. Temperature is the degree of hotness or coolness of an area. Precipitation is what we see all of the time. It is the rain, sleet, and snow that fall from the sky. The climate in the mountains tends to be cooler. You may even see snow on the tops of mountains when there isn't snow on the flatter land that surrounds the mountain.
In the mountains, there are lakes and streams. Lakes are small bodies of fresh water that are surrounded by land. Streams are also small bodies of water. However, they flow or carry water away from lakes to rivers. Rivers are larger bodies of fresh water. They flow over land and empty into the ocean. They may also empty into other lakes or rivers. The Mississippi River in the United States empties into the Gulf of Mexico. A gulf is a small body of water that is surrounded by land on three sides. The Nile River in Egypt empties into the Mediterranean Sea. Remember, seas are smaller bodies of salt water that are surrounded by land.
As we move away from the mountains, we find flatter land. This land may have a lot of vegetation, like grasslands. It may also have very little vegetation, like deserts. Grassland is completely covered by grass. There aren't many trees or shrubs in grassland areas. The middle of the U.S. have large areas of grasslands called plains. That is why it is sometimes called the Great Plains. There are areas of Africa that are covered by grasslands called savannas.
Speaking of Africa, one of the largest deserts is found there. A desert is a dry, sandy area that has very little rainfall. The Sahara Desert is that type of place. There are very few plants in a desert. Animals and people who live in deserts have to adapt to the heat and lack of water. Deserts are also very cool during the nighttime.
There are also parts of Africa that are filled with forests. Forests are large areas of land that are covered by trees and shrubs. Rainforests are located in Africa and South America. These forests have a large amount of rain each year. There are also forests in Europe and North America.
One last type of landform is an island. Islands are completely surrounded by water. Remember Australia? It is the only continent that is an island. There are many islands in the Pacific Ocean. Hawaii, which is in the States in the US, is a group of islands. Most islands are very small compared to Australia.
As you travel around your town and your province, see what landforms you can find. You may be surprised at what nature has to offer.